The Suzuka Grand Prix encountered one of the most exhilarating rivalries between two of the top Mercedes drivers this season, George Russell and Lewis Hamilton. And with what recently happened on the court, fans and media have been excited and waiting to discover the truth behind the situation. Mercedes has finally broken the silence between the teammate feud, and we have all the exclusive details for you. Keep watching this video till the end to know the full deets. Mercedes has been trailing far behind Red Bull after losing 6 races this season, but this controversy has kept them in the spotlight. Lewis Hamilton and George Russell were both involved in tussles on track. According to the team principal and AMP CEO of the Mercedes-AMG PETRONAS F1 Team, Toto Wolff, the collision between the brand's drivers during a qualifying race for the Grand Prix might have seemed silly, but was merely a miscommunication. What exactly happened? During the Suzuka Grand Prix, there was a fierce battle on the track between the two Mercedes drivers, Hamilton and Russell. The two Formula One drivers collided straight while driving at a speed of over 180 miles per hour as they began their ultimate Q2 qualifying laps, which led to Hamilton receiving damage in the front wing as he was coerced into the grass. Russell, who had to abort his last lap, only had sufficient time for just one attempt while Hamilton was lining up for the session's final lap. Both drivers shared the same portion of the track, where Russell was trying to attain a slipstream from the driver ahead of him, Carlos Sainz. But he had no idea his teammate was coming from behind him and cut back across, which led to the collision between him and Hamilton. Mercedes initially tried to handle the situation calmly, but Russell seemed unsure about giving up his position to Hamilton. To make things more stressful, Carlos Sainz from Ferrari was right behind them. Eventually, Russell yielded to Hamilton, who had fresher, hard compound tires. However, Russell had to defend against the strong Ferrari team closing in. Unfortunately, he couldn't hold them off, and both Mercedes drivers finished in 5th and 7th positions. What did experts from Mercedes say? Toto Wolff further said this was only miscommunication because drivers playing from the same team are not looking to crash into one another, especially on their definitive lap of the qualifying race. The whole situation was unfortunate, as Hamilton was just lodging a lap, and Russell had his final opportunity and didn't think his teammate was beginning another lap. Hamilton himself stated that their initial plan was for George to set his time first, and then he would set a time plan to extend a slipstream to one another, which increased the confusion. Basically, they were being sent out at different times, and he had absolutely no idea about George being there out of a sudden. Bradley Lord, the communications director of Mercedes, also talked about the reported tensions between the two drivers, saying that Russell and Hamilton were both obviously racing very hard, and pushing to the limit can be quite tricky. There was also some kind of radio traffic, which we need to reflect on. But over the years, we've developed the habit of not giving much thought to the conversations happening in the heat of the moment, especially in immense pressure like the cockpit during a demanding race like this one. Lord further added that anything important that needs to be discussed can be done afterward in a calm environment, away from the stress. Toto Wolff also said that the team would try their best to learn from this episode and closely examine the radio communications. Making sure that the team drivers don't collide, particularly in a qualifying match, is a team effort, and they'll be reviewing their communications to avoid this sort of mishap in the future. There is no internal drama involved in this situation. The car should have just been more quick. An investigation was conducted after the incident, and Russell was not found guilty because of mitigating occurrences. Russell had a remarkable debut campaign with Mercedes last year by outscoring Hamilton. The 7-time world champion Brit is presently ranked at the 3rd spot in the driver's standings, scoring 190 points. Russell himself is placed not far behind and holds the 8th position. The 25-year-old amassed 8 podiums in his first campaign, earning the brand its only win of the prior year. The two Mercedes racers have been steering together since the beginning of last year when George entered the Silver Arrows. Mercedes has chartered Russell and Hamilton until the end of the season in 2025. So what do you think of this crisis looming over Mercedes? Let us know in the comments section below, and AMP. Subscribe for more such videos.